My name is Jeff McGowan. I'm from C&S Companies. We're a civil engineering firm in upstate New York. We have offices all over the country, San Diego, Scottsdale, Arizona, Detroit, Cleveland, Rochester, New York, Buffalo, New York, and Orlando. So we do a lot of airport work. We do a lot with CAD, and we do a lot with airports and water runoff, a lot of interesting stuff. So about a year ago, we were here and we were looking at a storage replacement. The reason that we needed to look at storage was our Dell EqualLogic was end of life. So basically, at spring of this year, both of our arrays were end of life. We had to be off of them. So we started putting together some analysis of what we were what we needed and what we were at from I/O perspective, and really low IOPS, but we want to move into VDI, and if we're going to do CAD drawings, we're going to need some high-end disk for the back end. So we're growing our VDI environment, and we're going through a pilot, right now, and so I'll get to that in a minute. But so what we did was we put together a list of our decision-making process, and we wanted a RAID array replication down the road. Wasn't a critical item. We wanted support of expansion. We got to be able to expand. We want to grow it out. So we buy another engineering firm or merge with another engineering firm. We want to be able to grow that. We really wanted an active controller. We wanted to be able to utilize the I/O from both controllers. The EqualLogic didn't give us that. It was active passive. One was offline. We wanted to be able to have multiple drive types, and that was one of our items. We were at 1 gig iSCSI at the time and we really wanted to move to 10 gig iSCSI. Mixed workload was really important to us, so we wanted to run both VDI and server infrastructure on the box. Let's see. I'm done with that one. So we had 40 terabytes of disk space that we had to make sure we had the amount of disk space we needed. We were looking at dedupe and compression. It was not important, but it was something that we evaluated. Reporting and alerting was obviously important for us. Management capabilities, the lifespan. We want to make sure that we had to be able to manage the device. We managed make sure that we weren't going to have to replace it in 2 years and after an investment. Obviously, it needed to be VMware capable, and your system redundancy, non-disruptive upgrades, a lot of the things that everybody really wants to look for in storage. So those were our environment, and the way it looked was we had 4 hosts, and we tried to do our VDI pilot with the NexGen or with the EqualLogic. Really didn't go well. We didn't get the I/O that we needed. So what we had was 4 hosts for the server side, and we run about 60 virtual machines. And then we had 2 hosts for the VDI side, 1 gig iSCSI connections to the Dell EqualLogics. And what we did was, when we analyzed, we made our decision. We had multiple vendors that we were evaluating. We really liked the quality service, being able to pick and build our LUNs that were quality. Is it level 1, level 2, level 3, and it was easy for us to design it. The management interface, really easy, snaps right into VMware. You just go in and say, I want to provision a LUN. We really like that. The flash technology itself was a big differentiator for us. We really like the idea of PCIe Express flash versus solid state drives stuck on a SATA bus. We really didn't like that concept. We really feel that that's going to go away. You're going to see more and more PCIe flash technology. So we really felt that this was the only one on the market. So we eliminated the other competitors pretty quickly, and kind of an interesting fact. In 2013, I was sitting in one of the sessions here, and the name NexGen came out, and it was actually in my notes when I went back through and found it, and that was the reason that we looked here and put them on the list of competitors. So it was one of the VDI guys was saying was was really cool technology, and explained it, and he was not a NexGen person at that time. It was just somebody else that was like me, just an IT guy that explained it. So what we did was, when we made our decision, we bought the array, we brought it in, we put in the 2 SAN switches, 10 gig. We popped a 10 gig card in every one of the servers, and we basically had it all configured. NexGen came in to help us build it. It was all done. The only thing that I had missed was the call home feature. So I was pretty happy with that. I also had storage vMotion, my entire VDI environment, over to it, and was able to reprovision and build my pools on the new environment. One of the statistics that I'm really happy about was we used to build a 120 gig gold image VDI. It took 90 minutes in the old environment. In the new environment, it took 20 minutes. So very, very cool. So some of the things that we did was we built out the policy groups, the quality of service policy groups. So some of our exchange, everybody says it's not your high end, it's not policy 1. For us, it's policy 1. If it's down, that's how everybody communicates. It's a pretty big thing for us. VDI is obviously policy 1. Some of our accounting and HR applications, they're all tier 2. So they're not the highest end, but they're the next level. We really, email archiving and SharePoint and some of our other apps, we built out all the LUNs and moved them, storage vMotion them across. And the cool part was we had both environments. We built it out and had both environments running at the same time. So we were able to move everything without having any sort of downtime. We moved it all during the Christmas holiday last year. So some of the interesting facts, the queue depth that we had went from 5.8 to 0.23. I mentioned the VDI recompose process. Once we removed the Dell, we reduced our footprint from an 8U to a 2U. So it's a much smaller footprint. So another really interesting fact was we just recently did an Exchange offline database defragmentation process. So a few years ago, we did that defragmentation process when we had 70 gig databases, and we had 3 of them. And at that time, it took 9 hours. We did it over the 4th of July holiday just recently, and now our databases are 140 gig. The process took 3 hours each. So it's a huge, huge improvement in speed. We're not taxing the unit at all. I mean, we kind of have this statement that it sits there and twiddles its thumbs really, really fast, and I think we're positioned well for growth.